Hello, fellow awakening human. Thank you for joining me today. We have a short message for you today from the Masters that we'd like to share in light of all of the change that is unfolding right now in the collective human consciousness. You may be feeling that there's a lot happening within yourself at this time. There's a lot of fatigue. There's also a lot of anticipation. Many people are feeling simultaneously exhausted with the idea of starting new things, but also feeling invigorated in some way within. This is a gap that we're experiencing between the vibration and consciousness within your cells beginning to expand and enliven, but the mind not yet knowing what to attribute that to, not yet knowing how that's going to unfold. The Masters have mentioned many times to us over recent years their view that life is, in essence, an unfolding, and that life in our 3D, 4D Earth reality is akin to a slow motion replay, where creation has already happened in the one moment, and we watch it unfold with interest as time goes on. So I was watching actually the Matrix movie for the first time in years the other night, and there was this scene in there where the Oracle was explaining to Neo that the choice has already been made, and you are here to discover why that choice was made. And it reminded me very much of those messages that the Masters had brought us, that the pressure on us at this time is not to choose, but to be awake and present enough to actually be witness to how life is unfolding for us. And this is very important because our choice in essence is to be present, to actually witness the wonder of life unfolding in the most natural and beautiful way. And sometimes the most natural and beautiful way is a lot of change. And what seems to be out of our control and out of our choice is actually life in action after the design has already been created. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves as humans to manifest and create. And while we often speak about humans being manifestors and creators, it's the mind that places pressure on you to know what to do ahead of time. And yet, the most natural way that creation occurs is us witnessing the unfolding of it occurring and being present to each step as each petal unfolds and life reveals itself to us. We want to start our conversation with this notion today, because this is a time where there is a new unfolding happening. And there's such a rush to want things to be different, to do things in a different way, but the exhaustion of the mind and the exhaustion that you're feeling within your body is preventing you from strategizing and being very decisive about linear steps and sequence in making choices. You know that change is upon you, but you can't see ahead. And this is really indicative of the fifth dimensional vibrational frequency that the Earth reality is moving into at this time. This is a vibration from which, as a human, you get to watch the magic of things unfolding and be present in the moment to make choices as things are presented to you. Because we're no longer moving in a linear fashion with our consciousness in this Earth reality, there is no possibility of getting it wrong or making a mistake. You can't go backwards in this way. You can only move out into new directions. And so if you don't choose one door that's offered to you, there's going to be another door that's presented, and then another door and another door. In essence, it doesn't really matter which door you choose at this time. What matters is that you are choosing to be available to possibilities. We speak quite often about how to choose when you're in present moment experience, when opportunities arise for you. And one of the most simple activities that we like to share is being so present that you're aware of your physical body. And in this, you can feel in your body and in your cells whether there is a sense of expansion or illumination or life that's happening with you, with the thought of choosing a particular idea, or if there's a sense of neutrality. We always like to say that the expansion or the invigoration feeling in your body is a yes from your consciousness, because your physical body is the most potent way that you can ascertain what your consciousness is excited about experiencing next. If you are feeling a sense of neutrality or nothing in particular about a door that's being offered to you or a choice that's being offered, it means that your body's not really sensing it as a real creation expansion opportunity. Why we don't then speak about what happens when the body contracts around a choice or an option is that that contraction is based on fear and survival. So if something's offered to you and you recoil from it, or it doesn't feel good to you, or it feels tense, or there's fear, just be aware that that's the mind moving into a sense of survival for you because it's afraid. In this regard, if you begin to feel stress or tension or contraction within your body, take a moment, put that choice aside, and come back to it another time when you're feeling very present. Because when you're feeling exceptionally present to life unfolding, you're either going to feel expansion or neutrality. That stress and anxiety is a mind state, which means your mind's now in there trying to make the decision with you. So this is really important. So on that note, because this month in particular and the months ahead, there's going to be so many new doors that are opening, so many new choices to be made, it's important to be able to be really relaxed and just say, what is it that my body wants to have an experience with? What is it that the consciousness that I am wants to experience? And your body will tell you very quickly. If you're not sure, wait. But because this is a time for expansion of your consciousness, there are so many opportunities that are going to be presented to you that your mind won't have a reference for. You won't have experience for any of these things. So you won't be able to look back and say, well, something like this has happened in the past for me. I'm going to draw on that to see whether or not I should choose it. Because the new things that are appearing now, there are no references for. And we know that when the mind doesn't have a reference for something, it tends to reject it. So you may wish to move into curiosity. I've never done anything like this before. I don't know how to do it, is what the mind would say. The consciousness in you would likely say, I've never done anything like this before. This is an opportunity for expansion. This is an opportunity for evolution of the consciousness that I am. So our message for you on this day is to be bold, but also relaxed in all of these choices that are coming. None of them are not life and death choices. They're just expansion possibility choices. And what you'll discover is that by the time you come to August, September, October 2024, you could be in a completely different set of circumstances, a different landscape of relationships and people, and even in different locations, because there is a mass remapping of the planet that is happening right now, where points of consciousness that we call humans are regrouping, and they're regrouping in terms of resonance. So when we speak about a remapping of the planet, we speak about humans moving together in groups and localities and locations where the vibrational frequency is similar. So you may be finding that you are gravitating towards new people, or new people are gravitating towards you, gravitating towards new interests, or new interests are gravitating towards you, new locations, new vocations. So this is part of the remapping of the planet, which we've been speaking about for around 20 years now. It's actually happening now. We are going to see, of course, borders change. We're going to see travel arrangements change, particularly between now and 2026. We're going to see how cultures define themselves change. we're going to see new emergence of cultures, new types of cultures emerge. And this is really about the remapping of the planet so that there are concentrated areas of like frequencies grouped together so that the amplification of creation can occur. And this is important, of course, because the Earth's entering a completely new series of blueprints for reality. So where vibration is amplified because there's more of that vibration, creation is also amplified. So that's what we would like to share with you on this day. Choice is a big, big theme in the coming months. You can't go backwards because we're no longer in a linear, contained reality. You can only continue to expand outwards. And we would encourage you to choose as often as possible, even if that choice is, in this moment, I choose not to choose. Because every choice is a new door, and every new door is another fractalization of the consciousness that you are. And you are here to experience as much as you can, because that's the nature of source consciousness, to fractalize itself through the human experience and through as many experiences that are possible to experience more of life. So here you are, and you are a point of fractalization. And your great privilege and honor is to continue to fractalize and experience as much as you can. This is the evolution of human consciousness. It's my great joy to be with you in this way. Thank you for being here during this incredible time of transformation for the planet.